Today, many men are enslaved against their will. Sometimes they even agree to this slavery voluntarily. The point is how well modern society understands men's weaknesses and how it manipulates them. These levers of influence can be a sexual connection with a woman, respect from society, financial independence, building relationships, or recognition and respect from other men. These desires in themselves are not bad. Thanks to these instincts and desires, we have built societies for centuries, improved living standards, and cared for our loved ones. Today, through social media, mass media, and public opinion, men, especially the younger generation, are made to believe they have no value if they don't meet specific criteria and support mainstream norms. Let's look at the methods used by Western culture to manipulate and undermine true masculine values. But first, if you want to progress, show your support by hitting like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, drop them in comments and let's talk. First method, sexualization. Give yourself an honest answer. Would you have clicked on this video if an attractive girl wasn't on the thumbnail? How much content with more provocative images can you find on YouTube? And what about other platforms? Men have always had a strong sexual drive, which ensured efforts to win the most attractive woman. Women with good genes lead to strong and more competitive offspring. A woman with well-developed breasts indicated proper feeding for children. Wide hips were a sign she would have an easier childbirth. Of course, many can argue about aesthetic attractiveness. Everyone has their tastes. However, there are universal markers of female beauty for all men. All we need to understand is that certain traits and characteristics of a woman particularly attract men, and modern commerce and social media exploit this attraction for profit without considering its impact on men's psychology. Today, attractive women with semi-naked bodies and deep cleavage sell everything, from household appliances to life insurance. The same technique is used to increase views on YouTube and other social media platforms. If for thousands of years, female beauty triggered a man's sexual drive and subconscious understanding that strong children could come from this woman, today, by manipulating this drive, ideas, content, and products are pushed. The price of such manipulation is a lack of men's awareness and erectile dysfunction in young men, as we are not used to living in such a sexualized society. When you see an ad for a product or service presented by an attractive woman, it's hard to separate the feeling caused by the product from the feeling caused by the woman's image. The same goes for online content. You need to be very conscious and attentive to distinguish such manipulations and avoid falling into such traps. Remember, a high-value man doesn't jump at the chance to get aesthetic pleasure from looking at a woman's body. He sees the trap and doesn't let others manipulate his desires. Pro tip: high-quality products, services, and content don't need ads with half-naked women. Second method, undermining masculine values. Do you feel that society places high, sometimes unrealistic expectations on you? As a man living in the modern world and wanting to be successful, you must look good, be in excellent physical shape, have your own business, be financially independent, provide for your family, have a circle of friends at your level. The list goes on. Every day, we are bombarded with images and videos on social media of young men in their early 20s building businesses, driving sports cars, and living luxurious lives. This puts great pressure on any man, since these are images that are pushed by society and immature and narcissistic women like that. And if you haven't become a millionaire as a teenager and don't want to stoop to immoral business schemes, you can accept your defeat and continue living without raising your head, or pretend to be successful by buying branded items and watches on sales while jumping from one money scheme to another. But there is another path, the path of a true high-value man, realizing the reality you are in and taking responsibility for it. You see, as long as you feel something is wrong with you, you are easily manipulated. subconsciously seeking support and recognition from women, friends, family, and society. You will do anything to get that recognition, but this path will never make you happy. Instead, when you realize your value and take steps to develop yourself in all areas of your life, you won't care about others' opinions. I've always admired men who build houses, repair roads, and do everything possible daily to ensure our infrastructure works smoothly. Yes, it's hard physical work, but it's work that benefits others. It doesn't matter if you work at one of these jobs, are looking for a job, or have just graduated. What you do should benefit those around you. A high-value man never gets rich from harming others. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Mark 8:36. This is the only true value of a real man. You can achieve anything, build a business, buy a sports car, and start a family. But remember, no money or status is worth losing your honor or consciously harming another person. Third method, financial trap. This is a very complex topic, so we need some explanation. The issue that puts the most pressure on men is money and financial freedom. It's great if you were born into a wealthy family or your family owns a business, but not everyone is that lucky. The issue of finances directly affects other areas of our lives: caring for family, raising children, social status, and so on. Financial security makes our lives more comfortable and us, as men, more confident. In recent decades, the issue of finances has become very acute, especially in big cities where people cannot consume the fruits of their labor. By that, I mean that residents of rural areas and farms can support themselves directly from their work, growing vegetables, fruits, and livestock. Since the dawn of civilization, this has been the only way to build material well-being. You get as much as you work. In the modern world, your financial well-being is influenced by many factors: education, field of work, work experience, location, taxes, contacts, economic situation, and all these variables change regularly. When we talk about Western culture, often built on credit and debt, the situation becomes even more complicated. You see, compared to previous centuries, in the modern system, people don't fully own anything. Do you want to get a quality education? Take a loan. Do you need a car to cover long distances? Take a loan. Do you want your family to live in a big house? Take a loan. Even after paying off your loan, you still have to pay taxes and dozens of other fees to maintain your standard of living. Because of that, we cannot stop working, and often the level of our education, skills, or field of work does not allow us to increase our income, making it impossible to improve our standard of living. This is where the trap begins. People exchange almost all their most valuable resource, time, for work that often doesn't satisfy them and doesn't allow them to maintain the standard of living they would like. Of course, we're not talking about the level of life of millionaires who make up 1% of the planet's population. We're talking about the average man who has a family and wants to give his children a decent future. In such a situation, a man won't worry about or pay attention to geopolitical issues, moral questions in society, or ideologies being promoted. He physically cannot influence these issues and deal with them because he has a different spectrum of responsibilities to his family and himself. Sometimes a father doesn't have enough time to devote to raising his children and passing on the wisdom of previous generations. This is one of the reasons for the loss of connection between father and son. It's tough to get out of this financial pit. Many weak men even trade their views, values, and dignity for financial gain. This is the harsh reality. But you can turn the tools of enslavement to your advantage. You see, in the past, you only got paid for the time you worked, and nothing could be done about that. No matter how hard you worked, your salary remained unchanged. Even if you had your own business, say a hot dog stand, if 100 people walked by on your best days, you couldn't sell more than 100 hot dogs. Today, we can work on a completely different scale using social media, online marketing, and other tools. Right now, you can influence millions of lives if you can offer people what they need. The world is moving forward, and a 9-to-5 job can't make the average man rich anymore. New methods and tools are needed. Of course, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time to master various skills: social marketing, video editing, data analysis, etc. And you'll probably have to do it after your regular job because, as a man, you can't forget the responsibilities already placed on you. But with this knowledge and skills, you can build your own scalable online business. It will take time, but in this way, you can achieve financial freedom, which will free up your time and allow you to focus on more important things. But again, remember that everything you do should benefit others. Forget about all the immoral and disgusting schemes often promoted by other influencers. It's not worth it. You are called to live a great, free, and honorable life. Always remember that regardless of the circumstances you find yourself in and the tools your enemy possesses, you create your life and choose what to fill it with. Surround yourself with worthy men and always look for ways to help others. If you know another way society weakens and manipulates men, share it in the comments so others can learn from it. Subscribe and share your journey with us. Until next time.